I have been searching for a long time. I didn't find that thing in the Catholic Church, so I have been searching. And I was hoping that I would find it in the Pentecostal church that I went to, and I didn't find it.
Everyone has a religion. Who doesn't? But does it qualify you to a feeling of belongingness? Or does it give you an assurance of spiritual consent? Then, what is the measure for us to say that one religious conviction is authentic? At this moment, let us witness a video testimony coming from one of our brethren in Toronto, Canada, Sister Lois Tay.
I started going to a Pentecostal church when I was away from my hometown because my husband's work took us away from home, and I was introduced to the Pentecostal church in that town at the time. It's not the Fourth Watch, it's another Pentecostal church. I went there for a while, a period of probably 3 to 4 years. Well, I didn't think that I was learning anything. I was not growing in any way, and it seemed rather meaningless and futile, like a futile exercise for me. I felt that I should be able to feel within me some kind of holiness, but there was never any of that. There was never anything that made me feel belonging or committed. I questioned myself a lot, whether it was the church, the congregation, or myself. And I found it was a bit of all of that. I did not find good friendships in the church, and I did not feel like it was a home to me, a place that I could go to when I was in need. The church leaders were very distant. I got a shake hand from them at the door, and that was it. And there was a time when I needed help. It was a health issue that I had at the time. I was due for surgery. I had a bladder problem at the time. It was severe. My bladder was prolapsing. It's like what we call a prolapsed bladder. I actually went to a church leader and did not get the help that I asked for, that I needed, or did not get any kind of follow-up. And I had a surgery to adjust it. The doctor did a surgery to correct it. I felt very lost and disillusioned. Because the church leaders were not helpful to me, I became very discouraged. I decided not to go to that church again, or to any church. After that, I stayed on my own pretty much for a long time. I was alone. During that period, I never got a phone call from anyone to say, oh, you're not here, you're here, or, you know, can we do something, or can you attend? I really want to be in a church, but just that I don't know which church I want to be in. I haven't found that church that I want to be in.
For so long, Lois is doubtful on how she's going to restore her relationship with God. Not until one day, when God reached her through the brethren she just met in a public store that are members of Pentecostal Missionary Church of Christ, Fourth Watch.
She said in a lovely voice, I would like to invite you to my church. We're celebrating our anniversary. So she said, well, I'll give you a call, and I will even come to your home and pick you up. I gave her my number, and I thought about it again and again, and the same thought came back. If she's coming to my home to pick me up, all I have to do is get dressed and I'll be there. And true to her word, she gave me a call in time so that I could be ready to be picked up for the service. I felt somewhat strange but excited because those people who were greeting me had such lovely smiles and was so warm and welcoming, and it was unreal, but it felt good. The first thing I noticed was the word holiness on the left side of the church and service on the right side. And I'm wondering, what really do they mean by holiness and service? I know the meaning of the word holiness and the word service, but I had never seen it in a church in that setting, and I wondered about it. Even though I had gone to a Pentecostal church for 4 years, there was a difference. And when they were praying, I looked around and everyone had their eyes closed. So they were kneeling down and they were clapping. So when they heard something in the prayer that resonated or referred or connected with what they were thinking, I don't know why they were clapping, but it rekindled my heart for worship. I don't know, but I found it in the Pentecostal Missionary Church of Christ, Fourth Watch. When I heard the message, it really resonated with me. I thought that, oh, this is simple, but it's clear. The speaker was Pastor Bell. So when the message was finished and I checked, I realized the time had gone, and I thought, ooh, have I been sitting here all this time listening? Because I was so captivated that the time didn't matter. So I felt like this is something I would like to listen to again.
Lois wanted to be certain that she's not in the wrong course. So after 9 months, she observed everything about the church.
I observed that the church gathering is a praying church. Before every meal, before every gathering, before every opportunity for prayer, there was prayer. They have, at that time, a devotional every morning at 5 o'clock. I learned about the doctrine of the Fourth Watch Church is that there's a living apostle that the Fourth Watch Church follows, that he is sent by God, and that we are his first priority, and to see us do the right thing, to teach us the ways of God, the ways of Jesus Christ. After 9 months of learning and observing, I decided that I wanted to be in the church. So I approached Pastor Bell and I said, I've been coming here for a long time. This is the only church I've been attending for a while. I like the doctrines, I like the teaching, and I want to be a part. I want to continue coming. She suggested at that point that I be baptized, and I said yes, I was ready. I felt extreme happiness, I felt joy. During the baptism, I felt very clean, I felt washed, and extreme joy and peacefulness. After I became baptized, I think my challenges started. There's always an activity going on. We're learning new songs, learning the words, practicing the tune. There's always something. There's a devotion every morning, but I do go regularly on Saturdays, every Saturday at 5 o'clock. And I go to the Bible studies and sometimes the prayer and worship on Thursday nights. I sing with the church and as a group. I believe we have a very strong doctrine. Because it's based in the Bible, it's easy to follow because it's God's way, it's Jesus' way, and it's doable.
For now, Sister Lois, together with Pastor Bell Obzanga and other brethren, keeps on coming back in Barbaros to do missionary works.
I thank God that He's placed me in the right church. I am so happy. He has placed me in a church that is alive with a living apostle and living people, that is full of teaching and opportunity to learn the ways of God and to help others. I thank God so much because He's allowed me to bring something out of myself that I never knew existed. It's such a feeling of joy and relief to at last be able to express myself in the trueness of my heart. I thank God because He is so great. God is wonderful.
These were the final words of Sister Lois Tay before she went back to Canada. Sometimes, beloved, we keep on searching for the true religion, and it happens that we end up unsatisfied. But please be reminded, my friends, that one of the marks of the true church, as said in the Bible, should be administered by a living apostle. It is said in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28, and in the church, God has appointed first of all apostles. Thus, we can expect holiness and true service unto the Lord.